So what? I keep it rolled up, sagging my pants, not caring what I show. Keep it real with my niggas, keep it player for these hoes. They look clean, don't it? Watch it the other day, watch how you lean on it. Give me some 501 G's on it, roll bigger than King Kong fingers and burn them things down to they stingers. You a class clown, and if I skip for the day, I'm with your chick smoking grade. All right, look. I'll be back. This is another video. April 30th today. Sip some water. Shit though, what it's looking like, man. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to say today, because I think I want to just do these every day, halfway as a way to, you know what I'm saying, check the fashion. Got Ali on the hoodie, link in the bio. Ali, I mean, go tap in, but nah, for real though. I think the video that I want to talk about today, or the topic that I wanted to talk about today, was God, and not necessarily like, it's more so about identifying as a God, and why that is not as such a, I don't know, I think people tend to make that into a thing, or like they look down on people that view themselves in that light, or claim to be a God, or refer to themselves as God, or request that that's how they're referred to. But I think there's a disconnect, that people who oftentimes are religious people, they don't really understand what we're saying when we say that, because I'm one of those people who would refer to myself as a God. I don't think I think like a human. I think like a God, and I think that's why I'm able to come into contact with the, you know, supreme being, the external powers that be, the universe, etc., whatever you want to call it, and make things happen. Because until you're thinking like that, when you think like a human, you think from limitation, because humans are limited, and we are limited, and we're limited in our bodies, and we're limited in the things we're able to do. But like God is almighty. We know this. God is, you know what I'm saying, like it's omnipresent, it's as powerful as anything. But that's a little bit more down the line, you know. Really, I think when people say, like, they're saying I am a God, or we are gods, or the black man is God, essentially what you're saying is like, okay, let's start with God, right? What is God? There am I, and I don't know more than anybody else knows, but from my understanding and in my estimate, I view God as an impersonal energy, or a consciousness, you know, similar to, it's something that you can come into contact with, you know. It's like lightning, like, you know what I mean, like God, or it's like fire, you know what I mean. God is just like but it's not like those, because those are physical, tangible things. I'm saying it's an impersonal energy. Impersonal meaning it's not a person, it's not a man, it's not, you know what I mean. So when people be like he and him and father, and you know what I mean, all that type of stuff, it's like I think they're attributing it to a person because of the words that are in the Bible. But I think your understanding of the Bible could just be a little bit skewed based on your learnings, and whatever works for you works for you. And I'm not claiming to be right. This is just my opinion and my understanding. So when you're viewing God as an impersonal energy, or a consciousness, that same consciousness is within all of us. That's what allows us to be alive, essentially, this consciousness. But I think that consciousness overall is what manifested into the world that we're seeing right now. And so when people say that I am a God, all they're really saying is that the element of consciousness that created the world and created the universe and created everything, that's also within me. I also have that energy, that impersonal energy, or that consciousness within me. And if a lion has a son, then that son will have the same DNA as the lion, you know what I mean? And so if we're calling God our father, and if God is the father, then that would have to mean that his sons and daughters share his DNA, which would technically mean that I'm a God too, just like my father. But I think there's just like a misconception there about that. And I don't really think, like, no one is saying that I am the supreme God, I am the God that created the whole world. Like, that's retarded. That doesn't make sense. Why would, like, you think people are dumb? I mean, people are dumb, but I don't think they're dumb enough to believe that they created everything. Because it's like, then how old would you be? You know what I mean? And I know energy can never be created nor destroyed, but we're talking about this sack of flesh and bones, that right there, that which, you know what I'm saying, that what we are. And it even goes deeper than that when you think about really, like, I am. When you think of I am and what you are at your core, you're not a person, you're not son, you're not a father, you're not a worker, you're not a student, teacher, blah, 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 blah. All these things, right? That's not what you are. You are the awareness that is watching this 3D ego flesh vehicle, which is your body and your mind in conjunction. You are the awareness that watches that story. We're essentially watching a movie. Like, this life is happening to you. So you can take a step back and just watch and observe. And I think a lot of people, we're identified with our minds and not identified with the God mind. And so when you're identified with your 3D ego mind instead of the God mind, you would never even have that thought. You would never think for a second that there could be some separation between some of these thoughts that are going on right here in my head and what's actually me. Because the thoughts, a lot of times, the thoughts that you're thinking, that's not even you. Damn, there's all these cars on the road today. Shit. But yeah, I really think that you are the awareness, and God almost is an awareness, that it's a consciousness. And so that consciousness, what you have when you just sit and it's just nothing, and you can quiet your mind, but you can still be there, that is consciousness. That is what you have, that's what I have. That's our makeup, pretty much. And you don't even really want to tap into how it go when you black. Because what does that mean? What does it mean to have neuromelanin? What does it mean for your body to literally trap light inside of it that causes pigmentation and melanin as a result of that? So like, when you really want to start, you know what I'm saying, getting into the topics and breaking these things down, it's like, it makes sense. And I would love for anybody with a different viewpoint or a different opinion to, you know, open it up for a debate and a dialogue. And rather than just saying, you know, that's not what I think, I would like to know, you know, what do you think? And so we can have a discussion, because like I said, I don't know everything. I don't know anything. The more you learn, the more you realize nobody knows anything. But with that being said, how's it come? What we at? Like 7:12, 7 minutes. Yeah, that's chill. About to go to work and shit. Got the late shift. So I don't even know what game I have today, but yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I think like I have a lot of insight when it comes to the esoteric and information like this. But you know, sometimes it's hard to kind of pull it or know what to talk about. Or it's like, if we get going on something, then it's like, yeah. But if we're not there, then we just won't be there. But you know, that was the video for today. I thought that was pretty cool. And I'm trim. You peep the Chromey Chromes from the TikTok shop. I'm clean as hell in these bitches. Yeah. Somebody sent me, she was like, are those chrome hard glasses? I'm like, yeah, dumbass. You about to go off that, ain't you? Whole time these was fucking $12.99 or whatever the fuck they was. But yeah, now I'm chatting and shit. So I'm about to be out this joint, man. Love y'all.